have a personal connection to this journey just because it was overall like a learning experience for me. I learned so much about my hair. I learned so much about myself within this journey. And for that reason, like, I feel like I'm going to be forever connected to this set of locks. Hey everybody, it's Sharmel. Welcome back to Locs Lux Lifestyle. Welcome back to another video. So if you enjoy loc content, lifestyle content, and self-help and self-development content, then make sure to hit that subscribe button because I do a little bit of all of that. But today I am back with my 2.5 year loc update. So let's get right into it.
As the sun shines on all of my glory, my flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I so afraid of?
Alright y'all, so time is flying by. I can't believe that it's been 2.5 years already. I can't believe that it's already been 6 months since I did my 2-year update. So if this is your first time tuning in and you're not familiar with me and my locks, or if you just need a refresher on my loc journey, I always start with a quick recap. So I started my locks on September 8th, 2020. I started with 2-strand twist. Currently I have 68 locks in my head. I started out with like 70 something, but after I hit the year mark, I didn't like how some of my locks look, so I ended up combining some of my locks. So currently I have 68 locks. I typically retwist my locks every 6 weeks and I wash every 2 to 3 weeks. At the 1.5 year mark, I decided that I wanted some length and I added loc extensions to my existing locks. I wore the loc extensions for about 6 months. I believe in my 2-year loc update video, I still had the loc extensions in my head. I started my locks myself and I also have maintained them myself. I added the loc extensions myself. Throughout these last 2.5 years, I have seen a loctician one time. I also started my loc journey with very little knowledge about locks. Like, I did my research, but it was definitely new territory for me. So this has definitely been just like a learning process for myself. I've also dabbled in and out of color this entire journey. I started my locks with colored hair, and yeah, I have experimented with a lot of color these last 2.5 years. And I think that's pretty much it for like just the general recap. I have documented this entire process here on my YouTube channel. I have two separate, well, I have a few loc playlists, but I have my loc journey playlist if you are interested in like my month-to-month updates, because I did do month-to-month updates for the entire first year. So my loc journey playlist will be linked down below. I also have a playlist on my loc extensions if you are interested in learning more about loc extensions, and then I also have another playlist dedicated to all of my different loc styles. So again, if you are new and you are interested in any of this content, I do have it organized here on my channel, and everything will be linked down below for you to check out. But now on to this 2.5 year loc update. So I guess like as far as like the main changes in these last 6 months, so like I mentioned in my 2-year loc update, I still had my loc extensions in my head, but I ended up cutting those out about 3 weeks after I filmed that video. And here is what we have so far. I have videos about me removing my loc extensions as well, but yeah, that's like one of the main changes in the last 6 months. The other main change I've noticed in these last 6 months is just growth. I feel like my hair has definitely had a growth spurt, and the way that my locks just hang, like they just look a lot longer. Now granted, I do still have about 2 to 3 inches of the loc extensions on my hair. Basically, I've talked about this in other videos, but some of my locks were more embedded into the loc extensions than others, and it was just easier to keep a couple of inches of the loc extensions on there. If I didn't want to do that, I would have had to either A, cut my locks like my natural locks, or B, I could have combed out what was left of the loc extensions, but I really didn't feel like doing either, so I just kept like the little bit of loc extensions that I have on there. But even though I still have like, again, 2 inches or so of the loc extensions, I've still noticed a lot of growth in my locks from when I first cut them to now. I do have like an old braid out in my hair right now, so you're not getting the true length of them, but definitely like the way that they just hang and they fall, like I love this length. Like, I didn't start my locks with super short hair, and I also didn't start them with really long hair, but through the process of just locking your hair with shrinkage and you know, just all the different stages that your hair goes through. I definitely feel like within these last 6 months, I've just, you know, seen just like the growth and progression in the length of my hair. Like as far as my hair being locked, it's locked. I haven't noticed any like additional changes with like the locking process. Mainly now we are just, it's just length. The difference now is just length. But yes, I love the length that my hair is now. Obviously I want it to be longer, but in general I do really like this length. It still has a lot of versatility. It's just very effortless. If I want to just wear them down, it's not too much, but I also can do like a nice little ponytail now. Like I just love this length. I love the way that it hangs. They have a lot of movement. And yeah, I love this length of my hair. And then like the last change, I guess, within these last 3 months is just coloring. So I've been experimenting with color on my locks throughout this entire process. And I think that coloring my hair is one of my most favorite things about having locks. When I had loose hair, my hair could not handle color like that, mainly just because I was using heat. I was doing more manipulation and things like that. But with my locks, yeah, I definitely get to experiment with color. So when I first removed my lock extensions, I went red. I was red for about a month. Then I went to dark hair. I had like a dark chocolate brown, almost like an off black kind of color. And then recently, within like this last month, I decided to go back to my lighter brown. I was trying to do ginger. It's not all the way ginger yet. That is kind of my goal at some point. But right now we are at just like a nice brownish color, which I really like. So yeah, those are really like just the main changes that I've noticed in these last 6 months. Just the growth, and then just still experimenting with color. So you guys know, if you've watched my videos, I have always been very open and transparent about like my thoughts and feelings as it relates to my lock journey. I am not afraid to tell you guys what I like about them, what I don't like about them, what I like about the lock community, what I don't like about the lock community. Like I'm just very open about everything that this journey encompasses. So I kind of wanted to talk about like how I feel right now that I've reached this 2.5 year mark, because it's definitely a milestone, at least for me. So yes, overall, like I have said in several videos, I love my hair. Locking my hair has definitely been like one of the best decisions I think I've ever done for my hair. I would definitely say that this is probably like the longest my hair has been. This journey overall has probably been like the healthiest my hair has been, just because I experiment with my locks, but I don't manipulate it in the same way that I did when I had loose hair. And overall, like this has just been a very eye-opening experience, I guess you can say. This has definitely been like a very rewarding journey for myself. Prior to starting my locks, you guys know, if you've been following me for that long, I was a wig girly, a weave girly. I had braids. I did all of that stuff. And going from like literally changing my hair every 2 weeks to being able to have locks for 2.5 years, that is a big accomplishment for myself. And I'm just proud that I've made it this far into my lock journey, because I didn't really think I would make it this far, if we're being completely honest. Like, I don't know, like I started out with the intention for it to be something long term, but I knew how I was, so I didn't know how far I was going to get in this journey, especially like when you get into like the thickness in the midst of like the whole experience. It's a lot. And so for me, I'm definitely proud to say that I've made it this far. And overall, I just love the convenience of having locks. You know, going from someone who barely wore their natural hair to someone who wears their natural hair all the time, it is definitely like, it's just a different feeling. And I still experiment with these as well, but overall I have learned to just enjoy my hair. And then I guess also, not to get too deep, but if you guys have been following my channel, especially like my transparency talk videos, then you would know that I started my locks literally in the midst of probably one of the most hardest times that I've experienced in my life. Just dealing with just honestly growing pains, just a lot of transitioning from 20 to my 30s, dealing with life transitions. The world was changing. Like, there were just a lot of changes going on, and I feel like starting my locks in the midst of that, my locks have almost become like a physical symbol of all of those changes that I've experienced, like all the emotional transitions and spiritual transitions, and just the labor and the personal work, the development that I have gone throughout these last 2 years. And as far as from like a personal standpoint, within this last year, I finally got into a place where I could just kind of like rest in all of the hard work that I have been putting forward. And I feel like I've also reached that point within my locks. Like, I was laboring, I was stressed out about my locks. All the uncertainty that I had about life was also the uncertainty I had about my hair. And I've definitely just kind of reached a point where it's like, you know, this is my hair, I'm comfortable with it. Within these last 6 months specifically, I've definitely just been kind of enjoying and resting in just how my locks look naturally. I wear them down a lot more now. I'm always love a good updo, but yeah, I just feel like now it's just my hair, and I just kind of let it be a lot of times. And that's just one of the other things that I've kind of like noticed or picked up on in these last 6 months. Now, with all of that being said, I absolutely still love my locks, but per usual, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I've definitely been going through like, so like overall, I love my hair. I love this journey, but even with all that being said, I do go through phases of just like boredom with my hair. And I'm definitely in one of those phases right now. Like, I love the way that my hair looks. Like, I love my hair, right? But every now and then I be wanting to switch up my look, and I've just been kind of going through one of those phases. Part of it, I really just think is the season. Like, I'm not a winter person, and this winter specifically has been really rough, as far as like we just been hitting back to back with like rainstorms, and being in the house all the time, like, it's just not good for my mental health. So I think part of it is just that it's the weather. In the season, I just don't feel the most inspired like within the winter time, and I feel like that is a reflection of my hair, because my hair is often how I express my creativity. And so yeah, I've definitely just been feeling a little bored with my locks. I always dibble and dabble with the idea of like combing them out or cutting them. I wouldn't say that I'm at that point yet where I've made a definite decision on I'm about to comb out my locks or I'm gonna just cut them off, because I really don't want to, but I do still desire like change and something different. That's kind of where I'm at with my hair right now. I love them. I really do love my locks, but yeah, I have been getting a little bored with them. I haven't made any really real decisions on what my next move will be with my hair, but I did recently, just yesterday, or was it the day before, I stumbled across this style, y'all, and it's a lock style. Okay, so it's not, I'm not completely going left field, but it is a lock style. I always tell y'all I am an unconventional lock girly. I don't do things always the traditional route, and so it's this style that I think I really want to try. I haven't made a decision yet on if I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it is just yet, because I'm still doing my research, weighing out the pros and the cons, but I am leaning towards doing it. And then like literally today, one of my friends from high school, she also has locks now, and she sent me the video that I have saved of the style that I'm thinking about doing. And she said, have you seen this? She's like, I don't know why, but this made me think of you. And I'm like, maybe that was the confirmation that I needed to go through with the look. But I haven't made any definite decisions yet, but I am kind of yearning for something new, for a change with my hair. And honestly, I don't know if I feel like I said this before. I can't remember if I said it in any of my videos, but as much as I like my hair, I love my locks, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like this is going to be my forever set of locks. I have a personal connection to this journey just because it was overall like a learning experience for me, I learned so much about my hair. I learned so much about myself within this journey, and for that reason, like, I feel like I'm going to be forever connected to this set of locks. However, it's also been more of like a trial run of locks, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I've just done a lot of experimenting with my locks, which I don't regret. I don't regret any decision I've ever made with these locks, but it's just definitely kind of been like my experimental set, if that makes sense. I think I'm forever be a lock girly, but when I think of like long-term locks, I just don't think that this set specifically will be my long-term set of locks. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know. All I can say is just stay tuned, because I'm feeling a change and I don't know when it's gonna happen. Y'all know I do things very impulsively. Once the spirit hits me and I'm ready to do it, then I'm gonna do it in that moment. I haven't got to that point with any decision quite yet with my hair, but I'm definitely feeling like a spirit of change coming real soon. But yes, that's pretty much it for this update. I'm definitely gonna give you guys a quick little texture shot so you guys can see my hair. Crazy, because I remember when I have a vlog of when I combined like these locks in the front, and they literally like were hanging right here, and then to see them down here now is crazy. Now this little piece right here is the lock extension, but even in, like, see how they just hang now? I can't believe it. But that's gonna be it for this video, you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all of my social media platforms, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.